Hi there! In this lesson, we are going to discuss how to make a request to proposal or RFP. To give you an idea of what an RFP is, it's a document sent by an organization or procurement manager, typically by a buyer, to potential suppliers or service providers. An RFP helps you clearly define your project requirements, objectives and scope. By detailing your needs in the RFP, you ensure that potential suppliers have a clear understanding of what products or services you are looking for. Now that you know what an RFP is, it's time to teach you the steps in making one yourself. The first step in creating RFPs is to know the scope of the project and your budget. This will serve as the foundation for your RFP, ensuring it is neither too vague nor overly detailed. It's important to communicate your priorities clearly so potential suppliers understand what you're looking for and can tailor their proposals accordingly. Keep your project description concise and easy to understand, avoiding technical language. By doing this, you'll receive proposals that are better suited to your needs. Here's a good and a bad example of descriptions in RFP. Good. Our company needs a responsive e-commerce website for our online store. The site should be user-friendly, have intuitive navigation and have seamless checkout. It must integrate with payment gateways, inventory management and shipping providers. The budget for this project is 30,000, including design, development and testing. Pages should load within 2 seconds, should be easy to adjust and the website should be easy to update. I can go on for a long time with more specifications, but you get the point. You can also ask them to provide examples of past e-commerce projects, proposed timeline, cost breakdown and any additional features you will recommend within this budget. Bad. We need a website. It should be responsive, user-friendly and SEO-friendly. It should have payment integration and work with shipping. We want it to look good and be easy to use. Give us a proposal with pricing and a timeline. As you can see, in a good example, it provides concise but specific information about the project requirements and budget. However, in contrast, the bad example provides no specific information about the project purpose, requirements or budget. The next step is to provide background information about your company. In this step, you must tell potential suppliers about your company's background and the project you are currently pursuing. This section is crucial for suppliers to understand your position and determine their interest in collaborating. As suppliers might not be familiar with you and your company, it's essential to provide them with all the necessary information to make an informed decision. Then, once you have provided the background of your company, it's time for you to describe what you are looking for. In this step, you will need to specify the services you require to achieve your goals, focusing in this example on the creation of a website. For example, if you're seeking to build a website, you may be looking for a company that offers expertise in web design, front-end development and user experience optimization. Once you are done with the specifics, you must now stipulate in the RFP how suppliers should respond to the RFP, which brings us to the next step. To make it easier for you to evaluate vendor responses, you must create a specific structure that suppliers need to follow. This structure can be a straightforward list of headings or a more detailed breakdown with bullet points depending on the complexity of your project. When all suppliers use the same format, it allows you to compare and assess their proposals more effectively. The next step is to specify your selection criteria. This step is your opportunity to outline the specific skills, services and market expertise that are required for consideration. Clearly defining the selection criteria will help minimize the risk of receiving proposals that do not meet your needs. By doing so, you can make a more informed decision when selecting the best supplier for your project. By specifying the selection criteria up front, you promote transparency throughout the process. Suppliers who do not meet the criteria can choose not to submit a proposal or can tailor their proposals to meet your requirements. This eliminates any ambiguity, confusion or frustration. Once you're done detailing your selection criteria, the next step is to know the project's timeline. To maintain transparency and help in effective planning, it's important to be upfront about your timelines. Specify the deadline for RFP submission and the date for final selection, and provide a clear project timeline from start to finish. This allows potential suppliers to fine-tune their proposals and helps narrow down the pool of candidates. By having a well-defined timeline, you increase the likelihood of completing the project on time and ensure a smooth and efficient process. You can find an example in the extra reading material of this lesson. The last step in creating your RFP is to proofread its content. Before finalizing your RFP, it's essential to proofread it carefully, not just once, but twice. Why? Even minor errors can have significant consequences on project timelines. Imagine if there's a missing zero in your budget details or a misunderstanding about proposal submission and selection dates. Such mistakes can lead to restarting the entire RFP process, wasting valuable time. If creating an RFP seems overwhelming for you by now, don't worry. We've got you covered with a user-friendly template. Here is a template that will save you the hassle of starting from scratch. Make sure to download it and to use it in your own work. Keep in mind that your aim is to receive as many proposals as possible and make it easy for suppliers to respond. A simple typo like forgetting to replace a project name or providing incorrect contact information will make it harder to attract a high response rate. Once you're confident that your RFP is accurate and complete, it's time for you to send out emails and share links on your website to initiate the process of finding the best suited provider for your needs. And that's a wrap. In this lesson, you learn how to create your own RFP for your procurement process. See you in the next lesson of Module 2.